World's greatest detective, the Scooby-Doo of the podcasting crime world, ladies and gentlemen, is at it once again. Who am I talking about? You may be wondering. Candy Bloody Owens. Candy Bloody Owens is the world's greatest detective. She's on the case of trying to solve who killed Charlie Kirk, but yet we're not any closer to knowing who actually did kill Charlie Kirk. We've got so many accusations being thrown out at the moment. It's kind of confusing to follow along with every single one. But hey, she promises at the end of every show, tune in for the next one, and I will guarantee to give you a new insight into who killed Charlie Kirk. Kind of like the whole series of Lost, you know, you like get to the end of one episode and you have like a cliffhanger. She's the master of cliffhangers, ladies and gentlemen. And well, how does she know any of this? It all came to her in a dream. Or she prayed a particular prayer during mass, and then she gets home and checks her tips at CandaceOwens.com, and all the mummy slews of the internet have dropped her a tip, and she verifies it. How does she verify it? It's trust me, bro. I don't know, but I know these things, and my Scooby sense is tingling, something along those lines, and she decides to reveal it to the entire stinking world, and this just pieces everything together. So who is she accusing now? You may be wondering. Well, two. Firstly, the US military, and secondly, Asia, the entire stinking country of Asia, because Charlie, his last trip to Asia, somehow links up to France and Israel and the US military all being involved with Egyptian planes, and then the Egyptian planes with the French Foreign Legion as well, and the bees and all the trapdoors and kids in maroon shirts. And this all ties together, guys. I mean, if you're not paying attention, what the hell's going on? Guys, this is amazing, isn't it? Man, I don't know about you, but this needs to be studied like hard. Her brain truly needs to be studied. And same with her cult-like audience members, because if anyone is believing in this absolute nonsensical crap, I really do worry about you, and I can't help you. I really can't. But yesterday, she posts this up on her Instagram. She goes, yesterday was the Feast of Immaculate Conception. In the Catholic world, that's a day of holy obligation. So as soon as my podcast ended, I raced over to church for Mass. I distinctly prayed for a final piece. Yes, the final piece of a ever-growing puzzle that won't actually be the final piece. Guaranteed. Mark my words. I prayed for God to give me a piece to the Charlie Kirk mystery that would be a nail in the coffin and expose the cover-up. The cover-up that's not actually there, but I still prayed it anyway, and I pray that this will be the nail in the coffin, the proverbial final nail, guys. But stay tuned, because tomorrow I've got another nail that I'm going to be using as the final nail, and there'll be another one after that, another one. I went home, had a late dinner, went up to lay in my daughter's for 15 minutes before going down to mine, and thought, I'll just check the tips inbox. Yes, because there's nothing of importance that I've seen of late, but I'm going to check it one more time, and hopefully, guys, there's something there. But it was the first email that I opened. I genuinely cannot see this as anything other than an immediate answer to prayer. A story from a man in the military that is about to blow this case wide open. Just a random dude that was in the military that just so happened to send an email to Candace Owens at the tips line at that very moment, right? It feels like today will be the day that the government can no longer deny it. Charlie Kirk was assassinated and our military was involved. I can't wait to share this information with you guys today. I cannot wait to blow this lid wide open. She receives an email from some random guy who claims to have been in the military, and now she's convinced she can reveal that the US military was involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Hey everyone, real quick, I just want to let you all know of my brand new business called Kept Natural and my first ever product, Kept Naturals After Sun Care Gel. It's available right now. The link is available in the show description. It's a brand new, first of its kind, all natural and organic After Sun Care Gel. You can use it before, during, and after, and it helps assist your skin in feeling the best it's ever been. And also when it comes to being in the sun or even just having dry skin, this is the product that you need and want. Believe you me, I developed it for people that are struggling with their skincare or just need an added boost of their skincare. And I also designed it specifically to help you guys feel absolutely incredible. Your skin will love you, so get it right now. Link is available in the show description. For the first 20 people that get their hands on this, shipping is free. It's for Australia only. I have to preface this by saying that Australia only at this time, and then hopefully it'll become international. So why wait, my friends? Get yours right now. So why in the world have we gone from France was involved, the French Foreign Legion, but according to Candace Owens, they're all involved. Why in the world would they all be involved? Let me get this straight. You've never met this guy. You don't know, and we don't know who the hell he actually is, but yet you have verified it on the Trust Me Bro verifiability, which to me just signals you don't know who this guy is, but you're relying wholeheartedly on the fact that this lie is great enough to piece everything together. So we've created a web of lies, ladies and gentlemen, and that web of lies has grown enormously at the moment. It's huge. I saw this. Walter Kirk goes, Candace Owens is doing something genuinely valuable with her investigation and Turning Point USA, and it deserves real credit. She's pulling threads most people were too timid to touch, and she's forcing a new level of scrutiny this movement desperately needed. Because what her work has revealed loudly, unmistakably, hilariously, is just how far a grift can actually go in broad daylight. See, I'm pretty sure many of you, upon reading the first little bit, would have thought, okay, this guy's actually on Candy's side. Surprise, he's not. It's exposed with blinding clarity who amongst us can think for themselves and who simply salutes whatever narrative flickers across their feed. It's a stress test for the movement, and folks with an IQ above room temperature are passing it with ease. See, that's exactly what I've said to some extent, right? Candace Owens and her fans, her ilk, Candace Owens probably has an IQ of like 60, 70, thereabouts. Her dingbat followers have IQs of not even 50 because they're literally believing everything she's saying without questioning it at all. And they're coming after us for questioning her crazy accusations if she's got no proof to back it up. But ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't need proof when she's got Trust Me Bro and when she is the Scooby-Doo of podcasting. Oh, brats, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling smart people. The low information crowd, not so much. She inadvertently demonstrated the exact same mechanism that allowed the legacy media to run hoax after hoax for decades. When people have no standards of evidence, no patience for facts, and no instinct for skepticism, you can sell them anything. Yes, I actually did a sales course, and it's quite easy when you look, you know, about human psychology and how the brain works and how people work and how they buy things, to pick up on skepticism. You got someone that is of very low intelligence. They're easy to sell stuff to them. And loads of people in the US don't have a reading level above, I think it was, the average was around 6th, 7th grade. That is quite telling, believe it or not. And most of the people that are following Candace Owens, I mean, there's from convict to conservative, and there's so many of these people that I've been looking at not just like the rage bait accounts. There's Morgan Ariel, I think her name is. There's quite a few, and they call themselves Christians. They call themselves conservatives, but mate, they're not anywhere close to it. They're not. Their fruit that they're producing is rotten. They are bad faith. I mean, Brandon Tatum yesterday, very disappointed in him. It looks like he's being controlled. He's chosen his side with Candace Owens, and people that are just performing a grift. Loads of people are giving Candace Owens money over a grift, and she doesn't care. She honestly does not care. So she inadvertently demonstrated this exact same technique that the media have been doing for quite some time. Now, here we are watching the world learn in real time that a slick production, a few confident sentences, and a willing audience can generate mass delusion on demand. People are shocked at the scale of it, shocked at how people complete nonsense can metastasize into gospel truth. Yeah, mate, you're spot on with that. It's the same trick the media used for years. The only difference now is that it's happening inside our own house. The DEI hire for the conservative movement has officially taken her crown as the Ketanji Brown Jackson of the right, unserious, unimpressive, and inexplicably elevated by people who should know better. So thank you, Candace. Truly, you've run the most effective live demonstration the conservative grassroots could have ever asked for. A full-color, high-definition lesson in why discernment matters, why standards matters, why evidence matters, and why this movement can no longer afford to hand the microphone to people who confuse influence with integrity. Spot on. Absolutely brilliant. And the best part, 99% of our audience will probably read the first sentence and agree with me, because almost none of them read an entire article. A perfect self-sorting IQ filter. I thought that was brilliant, Walter. Well done. If you're watching this, mate, top marks. Excellent stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you Candace Owens, in her own words, saying Asia is now involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Have a watch of this.
Hey, so the story I'm about to tell you guys today is so unbelievable that you know it has to be the truth. It's so detailed. We fact-checked everything that we could, and it has to be a God thing. It's the only way that this could have landed in my lap from the person that it came from. I don't even know what to say about this. You're just going to be amazed, and your jaw is going to be on the floor, like mine was when I learned this. And this kind of gets into that mysterious last trip to Asia that Charlie took. The timing of that was very...
Yes, it's so unbelievable, guys, that it has to be true. There's no other explanation. If something is truly wild and outrageous, it must be true, right? No, it isn't true. If something is truly wild and outrageous and you don't have any evidence to back up the fact that you claim that it's wild and outrageous, it is just wild and outrageous, and it should be treated as such. It is not truth. How can it possibly be true? You've got no evidence at all to back up anything that you're saying. But saying that it must be true doesn't make it true. Just because you think you are the arbiter of bloody truth, woman, doesn't make it so. So don't act like it is, and definitely don't say it, because everyone's going to go, yes, Candace, she's right about everything. She's been right about everything. She's been right about nothing. What has she been right about? Turns out that none of her dingbat ilk can point to anything she's been right about. Funny that, isn't it? They'll just say, but the turning to stop. Quit while you're ahead. Literally stop. It's not working for you. You can claim whatever you want under the sun. It doesn't make it right. If you do not have any evidence to back up what you are saying, then shut up. Stop. But Candace Owens has now brought in Asia. What's next? You're going to bring Australia. Charlie visited Australia at some point, I'm sure. So that must mean years ago, Australia was planning. They were all planning. Every country was planning, man. You know what I'm sick of? Aside from conservative cowards, I'm just sick of the lies. I'm sick of how easy it is to change the landscape. Now, I don't know about you, but just saying, you're going to be amazed and your jaw is going to be on the floor like mine was when I learned this. And this kind of gets into the mysterious last trip to Asia that Charlie took. So let's recap before we close this video in particular. So we've got a B cult, we have Israel, we have France, we now have Asia, we have the US military, we have Britney Spears somehow, we have Trapdoor, we have the maroon shirts, French Foreign Legion. What else am I missing? Like, that's just off the top of my head, man. Like, I should be given credit for that because that's a lot to remember. But has any of it been tied together? Oh, no. Oh, we're forgetting about Candace Owens saying that 40-something million people read that she was under threat from France and Israel, and they had hired 2 assassins to kill her. And by the way, she really does care about security, guys. She's got one big fat guy and a small fence. That's really going to stop 2 assassins from taking her out. And she goes to Dollywood, and then she goes to Tucker Carlson's Christmas party. Sounds like someone that's really under threat, guys, from two countries, definitely. And she demands that President Trump step in, or the FBI call her up and ask for her evidence. Yeah, nah, it doesn't work like that. She's treating President Trump and the government and the FBI and everyone like that like they're children. And she's like the princess or the queen, like, bow to me. I've got everything you want, except you don't. You got the poison ring. Well, you've got. But anyway, this all started because she had a couple of dreams. How about that? Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.